let's talk about one of the most dangerous marketing tricks Sony ever pulled on us. You remember Resident Evil Director's Cut? Most of us didn't buy that game for the game itself. We bought it for a sticker on the front of the box. That bright, bold promise includes Resident Evil 2 playable demo. It was a brilliant piece of psychology. You'd get to the counter, slap your money down, sprint home and tear the plastic off, but the real ritual wasn't putting the director's cut disc in. It was grabbing that second, grey, unassuming demo disc, popping it into the machine and leaving the game you actually paid full price for sitting in the case for weeks. We were addicted to the what if. We wanted that taste of the sequel so badly, we'd pay full price just to play 30 minutes of code. It feels absolutely mad now, doesn't it? But at the time, it felt like getting a peek of something forbidden. It was a haunting, ghostly little file, a version of the game that wasn't quite finished, with a different eye icon staring back at you from the menu, and no opening FMV to soften the blow. It just dropped you straight into the nightmare. It was a fragment of a game that didn't technically exist yet, and for a kid on a carpet in the 90s, that was everything.
Hold your fire! I'm a human!
Sorry about that. I thought you were one of them.
What's going on in this town?
Hold on. I don't have a clue. By the time I noticed something was wrong, the entire city was infested with zombies. But you should be safe inside here. I'm keeping a close eye on things.
Walking through the Raccoon City streets in that demo, it feels wrong. If you've played the final version of Resident Evil 2 100 times, playing this is like walking through a dream where the furniture's been rearranged in the dark. The flow is completely disjointed. You're expecting Kendo's van to be there, expecting the zombies to smash through the gate like they're supposed to, but they don't. Instead, you're just vaulting over a single crate to skip half the map. It's the same city, but the rules of engagement are totally alien. You're hitting invisible walls where alleyways should be, and the whole geography feels like a film set that hadn't been fully built yet. When you step into Kendo's gun shop, in the final game, this is a moment of pure dread. In the demo, there's a typewriter sitting there, and the guy himself sounds, well, a bit different. Kendo's voice is completely strange, squeaky thin, like he's a placeholder reading from a rough draft. The lighting doesn't help either. Everything has this cold, washed out blue hue. The final game felt like you were drowning in shadows. But this, it's sharp, exposed and strangely bright. It's that raw early PS1 aesthetic, where everything is made of sharp edges and cold grey textures. You're navigating a ghost town that isn't just haunted because of the undead. It's haunted because it feels like a work in progress simulation that hasn't quite decided what it wants to be yet. Then you hit the most jarring part of the whole experiment. Ada. In the final game, the meeting with Ada is a slick cinematic dance. It's polished, moody, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. In this demo, it's completely off. You find it in a spot that feels random, and the interaction is totally shifted. She's just standing there, aiming a gun at you, shooting at the electronic panel, and then all of a sudden, the darkness fades and the demo is over. To be continued. It's the uncanny valley in full effect. It looks like Ada, but you're not quite sure who it is. As a player who's already played the original, we know exactly who it is. We know she's in a different place. But as the credits of the demo start to roll, it starts to mention if Leon and Claire are going to survive this nightmare. So you'd assume that was probably Claire. I remember as a kid, I had no idea who these characters were. I just thought Leon was the main hero. I had no idea there was going to be a B scenario. So as a kid, I thought that was Claire. She was in a red dress. For a 7-year-old, it looked similar to everything I'd seen in the magazines. It's like watching a rehearsal for a play where the actors haven't learnt the lines yet. And it's not just her. You're exploring the station and finding things that shouldn't be there, or shouldn't be where they are. You're hunting for that P key to open the main hall, a completely bizarre item that never made it into the final release. You encounter the liquor, but the introduction feels stripped back, almost like a technical test rather than a scripted scare. Even the inventory is a mess. You open that chest to store your gear, and there are no item icons, just blank empty slots. It really drives home that you aren't playing a game, you're looking at a prototype. You're walking through a digital skeleton, seeing how the developers were still trying to figure out where the bones were supposed to go. You're watching a ghost of a game, a version that didn't quite exist yet, acting out a scene that hadn't been directed. And don't get me started on how this demo treats you. If you've played the final Resident Evil 2, your muscle memory is basically a trap here. You're playing through, instinct kicking in, looking for a key where you know it should be, and nothing. It's either gone, or it's in a room that makes absolutely no sense. Then there's the PAL version performance. Playing this today, that slower run speed is a genuine nightmare. It's sluggish, it's floaty, and it makes the hit detection feel totally disconnected. You're swinging your knife or firing your gun, and the feedback just isn't there. It's like the game is struggling to catch up with your inputs. And the enemies, they're aggressive. They've moved the spawns around just to mess with you. You walk into a room, turn a corner, and suddenly you're swarmed by a group of the undead that just don't belong there. Plus the inventory logic is flipped. You're loaded down with more health and more ammo than you'd ever have in the real game. Like they were handing you God mode just to keep you from dying while you explored their broken map. It feels less like a balanced survival horror experience and more like an easy mode just to watch you get through the demo to make sure you buy the retail game. The extra resources just make it so much easier. I entered the demo with 4 first aid sprays just sitting there. I never needed any of them, because I was just running through these hallways knowing I have the muscle memory to get through to the end. All I had to do was learn where the new item placements were. It adds a little bit of tension. It's a deliberate experimental blueprint of the game. Looking back, I think this is why the demo stuck in my head for all these years. It wasn't just a preview, it was a piece of the process. It was a raw, unfiltered, slightly broken version of a game we were all desperate to play. And it has this perfect jarring conclusion. You hunt down that L key, an item that doesn't exist anywhere else, and instead of just letting you progress, the game yanks the rug from under your feet. You trigger a cutscene that hits that earlier than usual encounter with Ada, and then it just fades to black. No victory, no saving your progress, just the final haunting note, the nightmare has just begun. It's the perfect repertoire for this demo. Every time I go back to it, I'm not just playing Resident Evil 2, I'm playing a version of Raccoon City that was never meant to be finished. It's a haunted shadow version of the real thing, a place where the streets lead to nowhere and the characters act like they're waiting for instructions from a director who's still in the next room. It's one of those memories that reminds you exactly why we love this era. We weren't just playing products, we were digging through fragments. We were the detectives, the beta testers, the fans who saw the seams and loved the games, all the more for them. Thanks for joining me in the Members Corner for this one. I appreciate it all so much, and this is my gift to you, just to say my thank you. It's been a bit of a weird trip down memory lane, but those are always the best ones. I'll see you on the next disc.